It's time to once again go over the best PlayStation 4 game deals available right now. We've got 8 amazing games to go over, so let's just get right into this. Nier Automata for $29. Nier Automata was one of the best action RPGs of the year, one of the best games of the year. It's the follow-up to the game that released last generation titled Nier, and that was a good JRPG, but it went very under the radar. It wasn't perfect by any means, had some issues with its gameplay, but from its design, storytelling, character development, and music, it was on point in those aspects. And this time around, Nier Automata was developed by Platinum Games, and they're known for their high-octane action-style gameplay, so that issue was very much remedied, and all the qualities of the original Nier were still retained, now with better visuals, a bigger world. There's just a lot to like in Nier Automata, and there's so much you can do in the game as well. For $29 on PlayAsia, that's an absolute bargain, and you should definitely check it out. Horizon Zero Dawn for $22. Horizon Zero Dawn was without a doubt one of the highly anticipated PlayStation 4 games of the year, one of the most hyped up PlayStation 4 exclusives ever. It was done by Guerrilla Games, one of Sony's ace studios, the guys that are known for the Killzone games. But Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely a far different experience. It's an open world post-apocalyptic action RPG in a world dominated by mech-like creatures. Yes, it's very different, but the game does so much right. Obviously, from a technical perspective, this is one of the best looking console games ever released. The world is vibrant and colorful and a blast to explore, and the gameplay is pretty unique too. Guerrilla has set a terrific foundation, what could be a marquee franchise for PlayStation. You can pick up Horizon Zero Dawn pre-owned for $22 at Walmart.
And the different traps that you can set as well.
The amount of options right now has substantially increased compared to Killzone, but it's still kind of standing on the shoulders of everything we've learned in the Killzone series.
Rise of the Tomb Raider for $20. The Tomb Raider reboot that released back in 2013 was great. It was arguably the best Tomb Raider game ever, and then Rise of the Tomb Raider released back in 2015 on the Xbox One. PlayStation 4 users finally got it in 2016, and this game took everything about the 2013 Tomb Raider game and just made it better. Better visuals, a better story with a better antagonist, better and more versatile gameplay, and more content. This is everything that a follow-up needs to be, and if you are a fan of the 2013 game, Rise of the Tomb Raider will be right up your alley. You can pick it up on GameFly, $20 used.
Thermite screw, set the charge. There's always ready.
Dead by Daylight for $20. Dead by Daylight is a multiplayer survival horror game, and it's been on PC for a while, going back to 2016. It comes to PS4, and it's essentially the same experience. It is a little bit light on content, and there are some bugs to the game, but it's a pretty original multiplayer game in the sense that it has those horror elements, while also being an addicting multiplayer experience. It does suffer a little bit on the PlayStation 4, but it's definitely still a playable experience, and for $20 over on Amazon, if you are a Prime member, which you can sign up for a free trial, that is a pretty good deal.
The second perk is Thanatophobia. Every time a survivor is hooked, dying, or injured, survivors are punished by slowing down, sabotaging, repairing, and healing. This forces survivors to work as a team. The third and final perk is a nurse's calling. This unlocks the potential in the nurse's aura reading capability. So all survivors trying to heal or are
Yakuza Zero for $40. Yakuza is one of those amazing franchises that really hasn't gotten its due over here in the West. We've seen games released kind of inconsistently, but credit to Sega, they've been a lot more consistent with bringing the Yakuza games over to the States. Yakuza Zero released back in January, we got Yakuza Kiwami a couple months ago, and Yakuza 6 is scheduled for a release next year in March. And Yakuza Zero is an absolutely amazing game. It serves as a prequel to the Yakuza games, so even if you have no knowledge, you can jump right into Yakuza Zero, and what you have is a very mature story and a great game filled with very diverse and engaging gameplay. I almost want to compare it to something like Persona, where there's so much to do and so much varied content to it. Obviously, the design and gameplay to Yakuza is very different, but you get the idea. $40 for a game is still a little bit steep, but Yakuza Zero is one that's definitely worth it. You can get it for that price on Amazon. Batman Return to Arkham for $20. Batman Arkham was one of the best series created on last generation. The games are just so great. Very few expected Batman Arkham to be as good as it was with Arkham Asylum, because prior to that, superhero games really weren't all too good, but Batman Arkham Asylum was an amazing game, as was Batman Arkham City. Batman Return to Arkham bundles both those games with their DLC, better visuals, better technical performance, everything that you could ask for out of a couple remasters. These games also have a very good amount of content to them, so they'll keep you busy for a while. And Batman Return to Arkham is $20 on Amazon for Prime members. Once again, you can just sign up for a trial and pick it up then.
Joker's loose.
I feel I should thank you. Capturing Bruce Wayne is so much easier than Batman.
Titanfall 2 Deluxe Edition for $20. Titanfall 2 was among the great wave of first-person shooters that released in 2016. Unfortunately, with juggernauts such as Battlefield 1 and Overwatch also released in 2016, Titanfall 2 was the one game that fell a little bit under the radar. However, you can make a very strong argument that Titanfall 2, out of all of the FPSs that were released in 2016, it's the best one. Titanfall 2 is a gigantic leap forward from the first Titanfall game. They added a campaign mode and it's actually pretty good, and the multiplayer is way more of a deep experience with so much more content. Just like Rise of the Tomb Raider, this is what a sequel should be, and more so in the case of Titanfall 2, this is a bigger step forward. Respawn did a great job with the game, and if you haven't given it a chance, for $20, it's an absolute steal. You can get it for that price over at Best Buy, and if you're a Gamers Club Unlocked member, you can get it for just $16. That is an insane deal.
He was never meant to be my Titan.
Gonna make it out of this, BT. Hang in there.
Copy that, pilot.
And I never planned to be his pilot.
I will not lose another pilot. BT! Got you.
Don't worry, BT. I'm not going anywhere.
Look out!
Finally, Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy for $35. Okay, so this isn't much of a discount, but this game hasn't been going on sale at all, so we'll take what we can get with Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy. We've been wanting a new Crash Bandicoot game for a while now, and while The Insane Trilogy isn't a brand new game, rather it's a remastering and a collection of the first 3 games. Just think about what I said, that's pretty awesome too. The first 3 Crash Bandicoot games were great, and to have them in one collection with better visuals, count me in. If you're a fan of great platformers, or if you've never experienced the Crash Bandicoot games, this is a must-own. And $35, yeah, it's still a little bit steep, but once again, this trilogy is very much worth it. You can get it for that price over on Amazon. So that wraps up the best PlayStation 4 game deals available right now. What do you think? Are you picking any of these games up? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.